Hey everybody, welcome to Live with Prima. This is a brand new mini series and we hope you are going to join us. We're going to be popping these out here and there. They're very intense information and technique filled, fun little mini series. So I'm Sharon and I'm going to bring you the 6x6 paintables. And as you can see, you see 3 of them right here. We have a 6x6 paintable pad for each new paper collection. And let me tell you, this is one of my favorite new products. And I'm going to give you just a second. We have a chat going on. If you join us live on Ustream, our channel is Prima Flowers or Prima Marketing. You should be able to find us. We do this live. You can join in the chat then. We have a fabulous moderator, and she can answer any questions, or you can watch it recorded too. So if you're joining us after the show, welcome. We're glad you guys found our video and want to see this. So we have paintable pads. Let me just go ahead and let's not use this one because you can see I've already sprayed it. These are well loved. This is Tales of You and Me. These are 6x6 paintable pads, and that is a unique term to Prima because we have a very cool concept. And these have a resist pattern. So there are 12 sheets in here, and there are black and white resist. Now, this is a white resist, which, as you can tell, you can't really see how amazing it is until you color it like that. And that's why this is so, it's a perfect product to do in a class online so that you can see the magic happen before your eyes. So the white patterns, I can see the resist, they're absolutely beautiful, but you also get the black ones. Now how fun are these? They're so cool because guess what? You can personalize and customize each one of these to fit your photos, to fit your cards you want to make, to fit the colors you like, better than having someone hand you something that's pre-colored. Now this is French Riviera, and this is one of the black ones I colored. Isn't that amazing? I love, 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 love the paintable pads. This is another one. Okay, so here's the before. Lovely, isn't it? And here's the after. Ta-da! You can see why if you just looked at this pad online without seeing it in a class or what you can do with it, you'd go, why do I need that? Well, here's why. Those are not white, blank white pages. They definitely have a pattern in there that you can color. Okay, and then we have Vintage Emporium and we have Salvage District. So 4 different collections. Oh, let me pull out some of the finished ones in Vintage Emporium. Oh my gosh, I think this one might be one of my favorites because the patterns are just so unique. That one I colored, but look at how cute these are. That one, I just found this one today. I don't know, probably because I'm working my way to the back of the tablet, but Salvage District. So honestly, this line is simply beautiful. Very classic, very feminine. Here it is before and after. You can't really tell when it's white, but that one, oh, you can't see. That one has a cool alphabet. We're going to show you that. Frames. Look at that. That makes me happy. All right. So these are the paintable pads. And what we're going to do is very quickly go through 5 different ways to color these. So what I'm going to do is give you a ton of tips and techniques. And you need to just holler if I'm going too quickly or you need something repeated, because I have a lot of info to get through. If you know me, I just go so fast. So I took Salvage District and I already started it just so you can kind of see how cool it is. It dries very nicely. I'm going to use 3 chalk edgers. I think they're Worn Jeans, Colt's Foot Petals, and Olive Vine. But here's the beauty. You take the ones, well, that one's really juicy. You take the colors you love. That's what's so cool about these paintables, because you take the colors you like and you make your very own unique backdrop. So I have a water brush, but you could use a paintbrush with water, except these are so cool, you're going to have to get these, okay, once you see how amazing they are. I always squeeze it. It has a squeezable section. The water goes in this little reservoir. It's super easy. Just screw this off, fill it up. You're good to go. And they're portable. I think that's what I love so much about these, is how easy they are to take with you. So I picked up a little bit of that worn jeans or worn denim, and I'm just spreading it around here and there. And you know what? I'm going to go very quickly with my techniques because we have a lot to cover. So mine are not going to be perfect. You could spend all day doing this. Yours are going to be absolutely beautiful. And what I am doing, I have a lot of color out here right now. I'm squeezing just a bit of water to move that around. And now I think I blended in the too much green. I don't want all that. I'm going to go in here and lift just a little bit off. Look how cool that looks now. Then I'm going to pick up my last color and pull that in here and there to kind of get that three-toned effect that I had going over on the other side. All right. Now, with anything, the more water you use, the longer it takes to dry, plus the more buckling you'll get. However, you can let these dry and then put some books on them. They'll dry perfectly flat. And mine barely buckled, as you can see. I know the yellow is really popping on the camera. It really picks that up, but it is much softer in real life. So the chalk edger, it activates with water. And it's a great way to start if you haven't watercolored before. These work so well, and they're really inexpensive. And they're beautiful. They're so fun to play with. So try that. You just stamp it on an acrylic block or a piece of plastic and lift it off with a water brush. And then you can color away on your paintable pad. So let me just wipe this off so I don't get it all over. And then we're going to move on to technique number 2. So technique 1 was chalk edgers with a water brush and our Salvage District black resist pattern. Carrie said the sheets are made of watercolor paper. They are. Again, I try to use as little water as possible because I don't want to deal with buckling. But let me just show you these again. These were sprayed and wet. A little trick I have is if they really do buckle a lot, like you can see the water I added on here. I sometimes will wet the back, or when I'm drying it, I dry both sides, and it really helps get rid of that buckling that you get with sometimes with watercolor. All right, we're moving on really quickly. Here is a finished sample, and it's one of my favorites. If I went to reproduce this, I probably couldn't. This is from the Vintage Emporium set, and it has the most beautiful white glossy resist, and I wish the camera could pick that up. It is beautiful, and all I did was use our watercolor pencils. Now, these are not brand new, but they are one of my favorite art mediums. They're very portable. There are 6 different sets. Is that right, Carrie? 6 sets? 5 or 6. And all I did was pick out some of my favorites. All right. You can see this is Scenic Route, and you get a ton of colors in there. And you could go from light and pretty to very dark. So I picked out turquoise, hunter green, and a very light, like a glistening waves. And what I'm going to do is, let me grab a new one. Which pattern should we do? Because I basically have that one done, and I want to grab a new one. We'll do the kind of the same colors and show you the technique, but we'll do a different pattern, and I think that would be very cool. Yeah, I knew there were. Okay, so there are 6 sets of watercolor pencils. There's a flesh tone And there's soft neutrals, there are basic scenic roots, spring and fall, and I know there's a set I'm missing. A darker one. Okay, well, you can find them. Prima has 6 of them. So for this one, I prepped the surface with water first. And we have these new water brushes that have, this one has a 1/2 inch brush. It's perfect for this. So, oh, and I didn't clean it. That's okay. Remember I told you you could lift color off? Clean your brushes before you go use them again. There we go. Basically wiped it all off. So I'm just going to prep this one, not the whole thing at once, but part of it. And then I'm going to go over here and start lifting some of this color off. Well, this is the lightest one. Let's go to the darker one. The lightest one is so pretty in person. And all I'm doing is like a random little squiggle here and there. And I'm hopping over to the green now. And what it's going to do is let these colors just kind of blend into each other because the water's moving around on the page. You're just helping it a little tiny bit. And if you can see, as I'm pulling that water, it's spattering the color over there. And I like that. I'm going to leave it right now. So let me get that lighter one. And what I did is I put my 2 main colors on and I went back to that light one and kind of used it as the blending color. And then just work these out. And let me just show you. So I used these 3 colors. I wet the surface first and then just picked the color up from the tip, just like that, and then applied it. And it depends on how wet your surface is, but look, you could totally make this run and get cool drips out of it. How fun is that? We're not going to do the whole page just for time. But you see the little specks I got over here? I love that. But I could totally just go in and blend those right now and have a totally different color and technique. All right, so very, very cool. Pick the colors you like and seriously just have fun with that. So those are the watercolor pencils. They just work beautifully on these paintables. Okay, 6 different sets. You need to get them all. They're like one of my go-tos. And guess what? Any age can use these. My grandbabies are 2 and 5, and they come over all the time and watercolor with these. Okay, next up, we did the chalk edgers and we did the watercolor pencils. And I'm running out of room on my table. All right. Let's do oil pastels. Who loves oil pastels but really doesn't know how to use them? Well, they work really well with water because ours are water soluble, which a lot of people don't realize that you can get oil pastels that blend with water. Now, I already started a sheet, and I know you're going to think I got a thing for green and blue. I just realized a couple of my samples are green and blue. You know, I think I get in a rut. Am I the only one who does that? Yeah. I love those colors. So what I did do is I picked these 2. And these are, let me get the colors, sky blue and cadmium green. And all I did, it's the same as the watercolor pencil. I picked the color off of there, picked it up with my brush, and just applied it. Now, I did not pre-wet this paper when I started working on it. And let me just tell you a little tip with the oil pastels. They are super pigmented. So a little bit is going to give you very intense color. And a lot of it. So you can mix your colors for this on an acrylic block first. If I know where I put that, I could do that for you. Or a piece of plastic works too. You can just scribble on that and then pick the color up. Let me just use this cover for an example. I'm going to scribble my oil pastel on there, just like that. And I can go in here then and create my own little custom color. And you know, I said I was boring picking the same colors over and over, so let's throw in another color. Okay, that might turn it brownish. We'll see. Yeah, it did. Don't do that. Pick two colors that work nice together and make your own colors. I kind of like that brown on there. That is kind of funky. So there you go. Mistake turned into something that's kind of cool and usable. But the whole point is you can pick one color off of the tip, or you can totally go in and make your own weird colors like I did and just mix them up on something slick and then go in and apply it. And what will happen then is you see the pattern coming through just like that. So that's the oil pastel. It does not need a lot of water. Okay, so how do you know which pattern you get? When you see the pads in person, you can see the white resist. However, now I've been picking through my pads, so I'm trying to find. Here's a sample. This one has the black resist, and right behind it is the same exact sheet with the white resist. So each pad has 6 black and 6 white. They're the same patterns, 1 black and 1 white of each pattern. Does that make sense? And I know you cannot catch the pattern on camera for the white, but in person you actually can see it. But it's also back to back in the paintable pad. So 6 black, 6 white, and it shows you the 6 patterns on the cover. Okay? Just in case someone was wondering about that. So I've mixed up my unique brown here and a little bit of that green and blue, and you can see I am just being very messy. But I think I want a little bit more green in here because I'm down where there's a little topiary, and it's so cute. So here are the oil pastels. Very fun. Pick the color, pick it right off of the oil pastel, or put it on a shiny surface and lift it off and kind of make your own colors. Any questions on those? All of these products that I'm using on the Paintables work really well. I don't know that I have a favorite. They just all kind of give you different options. So the oil pastels, Carrie, do you need that number? It's 814328. It's a set of 24. They're going to last you a lifetime. I've been using mine for months. Okay. All right, next up. So we've done chalk edgers and watercolor pencils, and we've done oil pastels, and we're going to get into watercolor confections. So let me grab a box. These are a brand new product. They're a cute little tin, and when I first saw them, I thought, why do I need these? I have watercolor products I love. Well, I'm going to show you why you need them. They're so cute. They come like this. Okay, I started to open this one and then decided you guys needed to see it. They open up, and they have a cute little set of 12 pans inside. Don't let that size fool you. So it's a little black tin like this. Got water reservoirs right here. Little mixing areas right here because you can create your own colors. You're just going to unwrap all of those. And let me open up this one. You can see it's very usable, or used, loved. Okay. So this is Decadent Pies. Let me just show you this because it has 4 metallics in it. So if you're thinking about which pan sets to get, there are 3 different choices. And the Decadent are the softer muted, plus they have 4 metallics. Let's see what this one is. All right. Oh, look at that one. Okay, I mess up my sets. Don't tell anyone. I don't know. One is Tropicals, and then there's a Basics. And Basics is going to have the black in it, so let me see. I think this one's Basics. But don't quote me on that. So what I'm going to do, can you tell I have been painting away with these? I probably should clean them up, but this really shows you how much I use these. I'm going to grab a brand new paintable sheet, and we're going to go with bright colors. Does that sound cool? Oh my gosh. Let's do this one. Oh, this one's a flower pattern, and I know you can't tell, but let's go bright and bold on this. Okay, so I don't know what colors I want yet. We're just going to play. Look, I have some purple already in here from another time, and we could totally start with this. Or if that's too purpley for you, let's pull in a touch of fuchsia and make our own unique color. This is why this is so cool. And I'm not using the mixing tin. I accidentally grabbed this side. It's where you can keep some of your water. Okay, and look at that. I just want to show you how the magic happens right in front of your eyes. And I've been all into creating these cool little blended watercolor effects, but I want to show you how the watercolor confections are so pigmented, so full of color, really, really high grade. These are artist pans. They're not just a cheapy little craft pan. These are artist grade, and they're really well made. Look at that. It's absolutely stunning. So I am randomly picking colors here to throw in. And this is the navy blue right here. And I'm just going to blend it in here and there to kind of give some variety to the design. I am not artistic at all. I just want you to know this at all. And that's why products like this make it really easy for me and for other people who would love to create some floral watercolor things, but they're not artistic. They can't draw. They can't paint. That's me. Look at that. But I love playing and I love being crafty. So that's why these are so perfect. Now, all I'm doing, and I know it doesn't look very neat and tidy, but I'm just taking my brush. It isn't even very wet. Going in there and getting one swipe of that bright pink, coming to the paintable paper, and it's not even wet, you can see. And all I need to do is squeeze a tiny bit of water, and I could probably color this whole sheet with that one swipe. There's that much pigment in there. I can just move it all over the page. All right, and because this side is all pink, I want to go grab some of that navy blue and kind of work it in here. Any questions on the watercolor confections? They're portable. They're very highly pigmented. They do blend beautifully. They are watercolor. They're not oil-based, so they work best on watercolor products, such as the Paintables. But I have colored resins and a million other things with these. I did a Live with Prima class that kind of focused on the confections, and you can probably find that video in our archives. I colored like 5 or 6 different things. But for the Paintables, these are like a match made in heaven. So I'm going to quit playing and just let you see what you can do with these. And I think someone asked, once you color these, what do you do with them? And because this is supposed to be a very quick class, I don't have a project I can finish, but look on our blog, prima.typepad.com. Look on our Facebook. You can see different projects with these. They make beautiful, beautiful frames. You can also take them and use them for photo mats. You can cut them down and make a card front out of it. I use my punches to cut tags out. It just really depends on what you're going to use it for. You can cut them down to 3x4 or 4x6 and do paintable or pocket pages, and they're just so cool. I like to use them in my scrapbooking or my card making. All right, so the last idea is the messiest, and that's why I saved it to last. And what I'm doing is I'm going to take our Color Bloom sprays. I have Summer Sky, Iris, Cobalt, Pressed Petal, and I have Glistening Waves. And you know what? Let's pick a French Riviera pattern. And again, I know you can't see it, but once we get spraying, you're going to see this come to life. So I want to start with my, let's do a little bit of Summer Sky. And I'm not going to be real accurate with this. I'm just going to spray and kind of, this is Glistening Waves now, and I like to use that kind of as a mixer. Now I have Cobalt Blue. I'm going way off screen here and just kissing the edges of this page with it. I think that is all the cobalt I want, but it really sets the stage for that bold blue to be mixed in there. Now what you can do is dry it like this, or you could go ahead and blend these colors in with a paintbrush, or you could spray a little water. Well, I could do Glistening Waves. Let me do that. It's very light blue. Kind of get it moving around so the pattern, the colors all get blended together. It's going to be really pretty. And then, okay, I'm going to paint it just so you can kind of see the color coming out. As you can tell, I sprayed a lot. You really don't need to spray that much. Yes, I did spray a lot. I probably sprayed my camera too. And you know, I got into paper towel dabbing, and I tell you, there are certain paper towels that have the cutest patterns when you dab and lift some of that color off. And I love that. And now, okay, I might have to go a little darker. I really need to dry this and then go back, and you can wipe the pattern off, and then you can see the seashells and all the fun effects. Let me see if I can do that real quick. We're playing right now, you guys, so if this doesn't work, it's okay. Oh, I got that really cool. Look at that texture from that paper towel. That's what I was talking about. I just think it's so cool. I'm going to just dry this layer, and then I'm going to come back with a tiny bit of the iris, kind of get those colors working in there, and then I'm going to dab it off. So again, you know how color blooms work. They're really fun. Spray around. You really should dry it thoroughly. But for sake of time, I'm just going to dab some of it off so that you can see the pattern come through. All right, let me get that on camera. Can you see that? Totally different effect on that. It has a bit of the spray effect that you get with Color Bloom. And the different melding together of the colors. Again, use whatever colors you like and have fun with it. So I'm going to wrap it up. I went 30 minutes. I really planned on 20. Sorry about that. Let me know if you have any questions. This is the Paintable with the Color Bloom sprays. That was French Riviera. This is one of the Paintables, and that was with, what did I just use? The Watercolor Confections. And this is Vintage Emporium. This is also Vintage Emporium, but that was with watercolor pencils. Super fun. This, I think, was oil pastels. I'm getting them mixed up now. And then we had some of these others, and these were with watercolor confections I did earlier. But you can see the variety that you get with the paintable pads, and how fun they are to play with. So Salvage District, Tales of You and Me, Vintage Emporium, and French Riviera, they're all available, and we just came out with them, so let your stores know or look for them online. So thanks for joining me on Live with Prima. This is one of our brand new mini series, and I hope you guys like this. If you have questions, let us know on our Live with Prima Facebook group. Okay, bye-bye.